support related issues dealing with the cost of higher education, both monetary and otherwise. But for all those around us, and we hope that our legislators are listening. We hope that they'll see the true cost of higher education, and I hope they'll learn to support it as they should. With that, I want to welcome our first student issue speaker to the podium. Each student will introduce themselves and the university that they came from, and each will share their stories with you.
President, Eastern Michigan University. We're here to talk about why we're here. But today we're here because over the past 10 years, Michigan has completely and utterly disinvested in higher education in the state of Michigan. In the last 10 years, we were 47th out of 50th. In the last 5 years, we are 50 out of 50th. It's getting worse. It will not get better unless we have a student that here. Has skyrocketed the cost of education. It has restricted access to education. It has restricted the usefulness of our education. It has devalued our degrees, and it's unacceptable. We're here today as students to call on the legislature, to call on the state government, to protect the economic interests of Michigan by diversifying our labor force. We're here to protect the student interests by making education available to students so it's not priced out. We're here to protect the great state of Michigan so that we can be here to have our voice heard so that our economy can come back and we can stop suffering by putting the cost of education and the cost of our budget deficit on the backs of students. Specifically at DMU, these costs have led to reductions through the different departments in our university, specifically through our educational departments. That means there's been cuts within academic affairs, within student affairs. That's restricted our ability to have the best education that we could possibly have. It's had several negative results for us. It lowers the value of our degrees. It increases the dissatisfaction among our students and our faculty. It makes it difficult to retain our faculty and our students, to retain or to recruit students and faculty. They're leaving the state, they're leaving us, they're keeping us and devaluing our degrees, and this can't keep on. We need to call on the legislature today to maintain the value of our education, to increase our ability to receive this education, and to stop disinvesting in the students of Michigan.
I ask you to give a warm welcome to Senator Shower.
How y'all doing? You look great. And I've asked a good colleague who is here with me, State Representative Pam Burns, who represents part of Washtenaw County, to be up here with me as well. She just reminded me that she chairs the Higher Ed Appropriations Subcommittee in the State House. We appreciate you being here in all of your colors. I've worn a few of those colors. I started out at a liberal arts school, Albion College, but I have a master's degree from Western, a master's degree from Michigan State. I don't know if any Spartans are here, but we're not here to deliver a partisan message, because access to our great system of higher education is not a partisan issue, right? Yeah. It is right for all of us, whether we're Democrats or Republicans, to invest in our future. We have to invest in our future. I was with our Lieutenant Governor a few minutes earlier, or actually this morning. John Cherry authored and chaired the Commission on Higher Education and Economic Development. I'm sure you've all read that, right?
Yeah.
No, well, you should. But it was called the Commission on Higher Education and Economic Development for a reason. Michigan will have a bright economic future if we invest in higher education. Correct anyone if they tell you that Michigan is a high-tax state, because we are not. We're very average. But I will tell you that the lowest tax states are the lowest wage states. The states that invest in our future, meaning we invest in higher education, we invest in creating a skilled workforce, are the states that are the highest wage states, because they are the talented states that attract companies that are creative, that are the high-tech states, that are the high-tech companies, that are the cutting-edge companies, that are the companies of the future. And that's the kind of state we want to create right here. That's the kind of future that you are going to be a part of. So we've got to send the message loud and clear that we have got to invest in our universities. We have got to invest in higher education. We've got to invest in financial aid. We've got to invest in Michigan's promise. Invest in all of those things. So now is the time. We are within hours of deciding the future of this state. We are within hours of making the critical decisions about, do we cut higher education or do we invest in higher education? Representative Burns is one of those key decision makers in the House. I'm in the Senate. But tell all of your representatives in these buildings here, regardless of party, tell them all that we must make you a top priority for this state and create Michigan's future now. Thank you so much.
And I am so glad that you are here today. The timing could not be better for this. We do need to invest in education. Jobs are where the talent pool is. And we want to keep you here in the state after you graduate. And the only way to do that is to get the businesses here. And they're going to come here if we invest in education. Now, we have passed legislation out of the House to increase higher education and the funding for our public universities. So we want to make sure that message gets through. And as Senator Schauer said, let your legislators know this across party lines. This is not a partisan issue. This is a basic economic issue about investing in the state of Michigan. Minnesota has one of the highest tax rates, yet they have one of the highest graduation rates both in high school and post-secondary education. And that's where the businesses are going. We want them here in Michigan, and you are so right that we need to invest in education. So keep up the good fight. I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
And I handle public relations at the University of Michigan Flint. I would first like to thank all the students and special guests for donating your time to be here in